Okay, one of my role models is Dr. Charles Mesco. He's in his 50s, but he's got a testosterone production level over 1,000. Okay, and if you're wondering how high that is, well, most teenagers don't even have a testosterone level that high and that potent. Okay, now, and this is through the use of his own products, one of which is called the Horny Goatweed formula or libido lift. Okay, and that formula was really based around 4 powerful herbs. So the reason why I want to tell you about these herbs today is because if you can take this information away, do a little bit more research yourself, I think from now and on into the future, it will serve as a powerful reference point in case you want to build muscle, build strength, boost your testosterone levels, or whether your sexual vibrancy is flagging and you need a boost. Okay, so the first herb is the horny goatweed or epimedium. It's a Chinese herb, and as well as being powerful in cleansing the kidneys and increasing cerebral circulation, peripheral circulation, and reducing blood pressure, its active ingredient also has the same effects at inhibiting an enzyme as Viagra does. Okay, the active ingredient known as icarin inhibits an enzyme called PDE5, which, like I say, does exactly the same thing as Viagra, which I think is very powerful information. That active ingredient, icarin, also boosts nitric oxide levels. And nitric oxide is responsible for encoding short-term memory to long-term memory. So, and if you look at page 226 in Aggressive Health, you can read a bit more about nitric oxide and how powerful it is. The second herb is Tribulus. Now, one of the things Tribulus does is stimulate the anterior pituitary gland to release more luteinizing hormones and thus stimulate more free testosterone in the body. Okay, and that's something we want more of. Thirdly is Mechana Purines. Now listen to this. In a clinical study conducted at the Institute of Sexology in Paris, France, supervised by sexologist and physician Jacques Weinberg, MD, 262 patients complaining of a lack of sexual desire and the inability to attain and maintain an erection showed a remarkable improvement after only 14 days of daily use of Mechana Purines extract. And the Brazilian government researched 120 local remedies that were used as aphrodisiacs, and Mechana Purines was one of only 3, along with Katuba and Damiana, that were recommended for further research. That's out of 120. Okay, the fourth herb is Mechana Purines. Now, Mechana Purines is a rare Indian herb, an Ayurvedic herb, with naturally occurring levels of L-dopa. Now, the body uses L-dopa to manufacture dopamine. That's why you find a lot in pharmaceutical drugs designed for Parkinson's disease patients, or those suffering with Parkinson's disease, which can be thought of as a chronic dopamine deficiency. Now, dopamine is critical for neuron-to-neuron communication, for increasing IGF-1 levels, for increasing human growth hormone levels. It's critical for motor control. It's also critical for sex drive. So dopamine is of prime importance for optimal brain chemistry. And no better place to turn to than Mechana Purines. You'll also read on page 36 of Aggressive Health where I talk about tyrosine as being a building block for dopamine and how sprouted beans are really the best way forward in that regard. So having a regular supply of sprouted beans, sprouted chickpeas, mung beans, lentils, that kind of thing is also critical. So there's your 4 herbs, and you'll find them in the doctor's Horny Goatweed formula. This is something that I use, this is something I recommend. But my recommendation to you is, rather than treat this as some sales pitch, is go and investigate those 4 herbs. Okay, so remember, you've got Mechana Purines, you've got Mechana Purines, you've got Tribulus, and you've got Epimedium or the Horny Goatweed. Go and investigate those 4 herbs, or try this formula out. This has got a 97% reorder rate in the States. Why do you think I wanted to give it a go? It's a phenomenal product. So take that information away, check out the PDF file enclosed for a little bit more information, and once again, I'll see you next week.